Hi, everybody. I'm back with another episode of the CareerCoachRx podcast, and I am so excited this month because we are featuring a diverse group of women. Our theme is Women Reign and in support of Women's History Month. And so I am interviewing a diverse group of women queens who are ruling in the workplace and ruling in entrepreneurship. And so I'm so excited today to have my guest, Krista McLellan, Money Making Mama. Did I get that right, Krista? I had to
You
practice.
did. You did. You got it. You nailed it.
Thank you so much. So we actually just wrapped up a great conversation with my former student Monique Gordon, who Mo Money Empire. I believe I got that right. But we talked about the importance of finance. So I'm so excited to be able to connect with you and continue that discussion. And I know that you have a passion for supporting women entrepreneurs. So I'm going to hand the mic over to you, virtual mic pass, for you to tell us a little bit more about yourself and what inspires you to do the work that you do. And then we'll take it from there.
Well, I became a single mom 11 years ago when I lost my husband to cancer. And I found out how much I had my head in the sand about my own money and my own finances. It was a very short-lived illness, and all of our energy was around trying to save him. And then when he was gone, here I was with my two little kids, hiding my car from the repo man and wondering how the heck I'm going to pay for oil and tires. You know, I live in New Hampshire. It's cold. We have snow. We need heat and we need good tires. And, for my whole married life, I gave away my power over my money to my husband. He didn't take it. I gave it because I said I wasn't good with money, that I didn't want to do it. And so for our whole 20 plus years of being married, he handled everything and I was in the dark. I didn't realize how much in the dark until he was gone. And then all of a sudden it was like, what am I going to do? What do I do? I didn't even know how to pay my mortgage because it all went to his bank account or from his bank account to his email his phone for the code and and I didn't even know how to get into that. I didn't have access to the money. It was so many things that I did that put me in a bad position. And so I looked at my children who were 8 and 11 at the time. And I said to them, we have a choice. We can stay here and figure it out and fight. And it's going to be hard, but we can fight to keep our home, or we can give up and we can go live with Nana and life would be a lot easier. And we decided to stay and fight for our home. And we gamified dealing with money. And I work that with my kids still, who are now grown and flown. And I found that most business owners have the same problems, that they know how to make money. They know what they do, but they don't know how to handle their money. So that's what I geek out on now.
I got a ton of questions to ask you just from the intro. So I'm pretty sure as we get to the end of this episode of the podcast, I definitely want part of your words of wisdom to be for women in terms of, that transition that you made. But I want to, and to be in this independent mindset. It was a forced situation, right? I'm very unfortunate, right? But when you made that decision to, I'm going to stay and fight for my home. Can you talk a little bit about like how you gamified that with you? I'm an adult. I feel like I need to gamify the money experience now. But how did you guys go about that process of you continue to engage your children as you fought for your home and your independence?
So the first thing I had to do was take off my blindfold, get my head out of the sand, and find out where in the world I was. It felt like, where's Waldo, right? Where am I? I didn't know where I stood financially. And that was a harsh reality. So tracking what our income was and figuring out what our expenses were. And knowing that we had to make some pretty big changes. So again, I sat down with my children because it affected them. And I wanted them to know that when I said no to something, it wasn't because I was being mean mommy. It's because these are the decisions we made together. And one of that was to stay in this house, and that was a priority for us. So the first thing I did was track. Where was my money coming from and where was it going to? That was my first thing. And we did that. We had a big dry erase board calendar. And every time we spent money, we would write it down and we would have categories. And figuring out, wow, this is where we spent our money. And the girls got to, I had little magnets and stickers and all sorts of things just to be like, encourage us to act, because tracking's not fun. Whoever wants to go home and track where they spend their money, right? But when we made it so if we tracked for a week, we gave ourselves a reward, right? And whoever we got to take turns writing it in. And I did encourage my children to be part of this process.